Now then, I certainly must make this video. Sure, I may have one blocked ear and a test tomorrow, but that I'm procrastinating for by doing this video. And sure, this may be the same jacket because by now it's a freaking trademark and I'm going to keep that. But that doesn't matter at all. Now then, what are we gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about self-improvement, which, yes, I know we have done several videos about that already, but this is different. I promise. I think. We've talked a lot in the past about the different ways and methods and books and stuff, but now we're gonna talk about one way that I actually apply it, which I think will be very useful to you. But firstly, hey there fellas, I'm Abdullah, from One Man Abdullah, as you can see by this channel. And what are we gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about this lovely little book of mine. But before we can do that, we need to explain what the 1% concept is, since it's pretty much the title of this video, you know? But anyways, the 1% concept comes from a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. In that book, he talks about how the most minute of details and actions can create the largest and biggest effects. It's kind of like my video of the compound effect by Darren Hardy, which you can see right there, so I'm just saying. Sure, I may be a lot more monotone than that, but it's still good information that I spent a lot of freaking work and time on it. But anyways, aside from my own little plug for the very underappreciated video, I think, at least in my belief. But anyways, that book continues on how that 1% improvement every day compounding on itself after a year becomes 37.78, or as you can see demonstrated by this graph that I'm putting right in front of you right now. This is all good and dandy, but we have zero idea of how to apply that in an actual real life scenario, which is why I have my own little habit of this book that I'm reintroducing again. So what is the use of this journal anyway? Well, I have this thing with me pretty much all the time. In my college, at bus, on home, anywhere. It's kind of like a goal tracker slash reminder slash improver, which I'll explain exactly how I do it. So for example, one of the goals that I have written down in this journal is making a YouTube channel and how to get more views and subscribers and thumbnails and editing and all that jazz. And every day or whenever I have a realization or something that I want to try, I just jot it down in this journal on one of the many pages it has. So for example, some of the notes I have written down when it comes to YouTube videos is, one sec, here is one of them. Well, I don't know if you can see from my god awful handwriting, but it's this one right here. Find a niche with a low enough competition where you can stand out but high enough demand, viewership. Well, since I chose the self-improvement niche, I really did not take a lot of heed to that advice. I'm sure I have an actual practical good use one. One sec. Here's a probably good one. This is under like lighting tips, which again, I'm not sure if you can read it. But it says give depth to your shots with an aperture and the distance between background and subject. And judging by all this lovely blue color that we have right here, I'm guessing I did that one pretty well. I just think so. Now you may have the same interest, making a YouTube channel, film making and lighting, and for that there are actually two good people that you could really use by watching, which would be Peter McKinnon and the Standard Story Company. They were really awesome in describing how a film is made and story and all that good stuff. Anyways, so continuing back as we were after that quick lighting change, well, how I use it is when I probably every day sit down for like an hour or just let my mind space out as it wants, as it wishes, because it does that pretty much all the time. Well, kind of like now. And I'll sit down and just watch a whole bunch of videos and tutorials and explanations and expositions and all of that stuff. I will jot down whatever feels necessary or something I feel that is really new that I have learned, and we'll jot it down in a new page on this journal. Then before every time I do that activity, or you're going to do that activity in your case, you're going to just have a quick look-see through that whole thing. Just like a quick review before a test. And you're just going to have a look at it and see what you can really improve or focus on in that like practice session and improve on that. Or in other times you may just be spacing around like I do, and you'll have like a light bulb moment. Oh, I can use this that way, or I can use that information this way, which can be really enlightening and feels really fulfilling when it happens. And that practice has certainly helped me a lot personally, because I'm not sure if you can remember in my very first videos, but there was like a shining ball of sun right there that I couldn't really do much about because I didn't have an ND filter or anything like that. So yeah, you just had to deal with your eyes getting burnt by the second, but that has changed a lot since I now film at night. But also another one was like putting a difference between the subject and the background, and for that, like, that blue light really helped a lot, which is like just a mini like light. And another one was like putting a difference or a depth between the subject and the background, which, as you can see by that light that I just told you about a couple minutes ago, you just learn how to apply everything little by little. And another one on these notes that I had written down was like making sure my enunciation is very clear, because I had a lot of problems with that very early on, and I still do, which is why I'm improving it for this video. But to be honest, it really hurts my tongue and jaw, but I'm sure I'll get used to it eventually. And you certainly can't memorize every single note that you take with your mind, which is why you write it down, and which is why you review it before every practice session for that activity. Now you can see how useful that thing is. It's awesome. First do keep it with you all the time, because inspiration is a fickle mistress and she will blindside you like you cannot believe, my friend. And in this one, do not be like me. Do keep it organized as much as you can. Organize it by date, by video name / topic. Because unlike me, when you want to actually review this stuff, you won't be scribbling through it like a freaking madman. As for the third do get like a really good quality one with one of these like wonderful little bookmarks and a good quality. Also, it's good to have one of those little like pen straps that you can like just hook your pen onto. It's very helpful. Make sure that you don't spend 15 minutes every time that you want to write something down, unlike a certain someone. Anyways, as for the second don't make your notes too long-winded. You're not freaking writing Shakespeare and Macbeth here, my friend. You're trying to write something that will actually save your growth / career at one point in time. As for the third don't forget to stroke that wonderful little like button so this channel can be somewhat supported, and don't forget to stick around. I would really like to see you again. And don't forget to smile. It'll make you feel a lot better. Bye.